Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Phil Arno.
And I'm Kim Piazza.
Thanksgiving.
It was good. It was so good.
Everybody was happy at my house.
Yeah? What'd you serve?
Except for the turkey.
Except for the, but then you served turkey.
Turkey.
Did you cook the turkey?
No, but I managed to serve the turkey.
Oh,
yes.
okay. You supervised cooking the
I did,
turkey.
yes.
All right. So who cooks the turkey in your house?
My wife cooks the turkey.
Your wife cooks
yes.
it. Oh, good woman.
Did a good job, too.
She's a good woman. So did you stay here? Did you stay local?
Yep, quiet day.
I went to Jamestown. My family's from Jamestown. So the Piazza is all down in the southern tier in Jamestown. My brother
way
Jeff
down
had
south.
us over.
Okay.
And my dad makes the turkey.
Oh, okay.
My dad's a good cook. Stuffing and potatoes and mash up the yams and the sweet potatoes and put marshmallows on top. Did you do that with the marshmallows on top?
Never did that one, no.
Oh, you haven't lived, Phil. You haven't lived.
And I like mine crispy and dry, my turkey.
You better not come to our house. No, our turkey's good.
Yeah,
Did you just say that to
good.
make Mary feel good? Shh,
No,
don't tell her I said
actually,
that.
well.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! We better talk about the disco. Oh no!
Yeah,
no!
what's this disco? I can picture
there's
you at a disco.
At a disco, yeah, with a big afro going, staying alive, staying alive. Well, one of the big events at this past Thanksgiving weekend was the world's largest disco, where thousands packed a sold-out convention center to dance the night away, while raising money to help Camp Good Days and Special Times. Our WBBZ-TV camera was there, and we caught up with some of the visiting celebrities, including Don Most, who's best known as Ralph Malph from Happy Days.
All right, well, Don, welcome to Buffalo. Have you been to Buffalo before?
Yeah, I have. It's been a while, though. I think it was about 5-6 years ago. I was part of a doo-wop show I was performing in and hosting, and it was here in Buffalo. And then many, many years ago, I was here when Happy Days was on. I did a telethon here in Buffalo, so a couple times.
We're here to celebrate, disco in the era in the 70s. And how do you relate to the fans that come up to you? People who are of my vintage who grew up watching Happy Days, and then others who are finding it for the first time on our station on MeTV.
Yeah, well, the ones that know the show from the original days. They're always great to talk to because they've seen it. They've seen every episode. Well, most people have seen them countless times through the years because it's been on syndication and it's been on cable. But it's really fun to see new people. I mean, people who are discovering it now. I love that because it's like new generations are getting to see it, and I always took a lot of pride in the fact that families could watch this together. It was one of those shows that parents used to tell me they'd watch it with their kids, and now people of our generation are saying they or younger are loving to introduce it to their kids. So I enjoy that a lot.
Now, you're a director now. It's one of the projects you're working on. In fact, I saw the clip for Moolah. I don't know where that went, but now, as a director, do you connect with your friend Ron Howard on getting tips on how to put the films together?
Oh yeah, well, when I did my first film, which was called The Last Best Sunday, I did go to Ron because it was my first time out, and had a few discussions with him to get some tips. I mean, he and I had talked movies so many years during the show. We'd go to movies together and discuss film and working on Happy Days with our great director Jerry Paris and Gary Marshall. You learn a lot from doing it. But Ron definitely was somebody that I reached out to when I was doing my first film. Yeah.
Do you keep in touch with him?
I do. Yeah. He's very hard to catch up with. Incredibly busy and all over the world. But we stay in touch through email, and I'll see him once or twice a year. So it's great that we still have the relationship. And Anson Williams and I, who played Potsy, we speak every week and see each other quite frequently. And I just spoke to Henry like 2 weeks ago, and Marion as well, and Scott Baio. So it was great.
Well, it was an iconic cast, and you could see that there was a family feel to it. And you were all so young, you all came of age together, really.
Yeah, I was 20 when I started doing the show, and we were a family, and we went through a lot together, and marriages and buying your first homes, and when I think of them still as family, which is fabulous. Yeah.
Do they come see you sing? I read a review in a Hollywood online report that you are doing classics and standards.
doing the Great American Songbook and jazz standards, which is something I've loved my whole life. I actually was singing that before I was acting. I was 15 years old, singing in the Catskill Mountains in the nightclubs, and I decided I wanted to go back and do it again. I'm having a blast, loving it. Yeah, Marion and Ron came to one of my shows. Anson came to a couple of my shows, and Henry's been trying, and he almost made it a couple times, but he'll get there one of these days.
Better make it. He's missing it out.
I'm doing a CD now, right in the middle of it, and we're going to do the launch in January in New York City at a place called Swing 46, and I'm really excited about it. I love it's sort of the Sinatra, and Bobby Darin was my favorite, and all the great Count Basie, Joe Williams kind of stuff, and Dean Martin, and Nat King Cole, and all the great stuff.
Jenny Diver, whoa, Suki Tawdry, look out to Miss Lottalinia, oh, and Lucy Brown. Yes, that line forms on the right, babe, down at Mackey's, back in town.
How fun is that? Ralph the Mouth singing Mackie. It's
The
like
good old
surreal.
times. Yeah, that's very, very fun.
And of course, Happy Days. It's on MeTV.
It brings back old memories for me, because when I was in LA, I worked on the Paramount lot. And I worked on stage 21 for the news department that I worked at, KCAL. And on stage 20, that's where they filmed Happy Days.
Oh, right next to you.
But it wasn't at the same time. They filmed it years before, a couple of years before they ended filming. They were filming on stage 20 the program Wings. But that stage was famous for that show. And to get to just basically hang around and to walk around that lot and see where they shot some of the scenes.
All those wonderful things happened.
And I ended up meeting Marion Ross on a couple of stories, and Henry Winkler.
Oh yeah,
and all
there was a
those
story
people.
there about Henry Winkler. What was the Henry Winkler story? We went over to somewhere for dinner.
Oh, I don't want to tell that story. I can get in trouble for that one. But suffice it to say, he's a nice guy. But yeah, it was a fantasy world working on that lot, and I used to spend my lunch hour walking on the back lot every day, because you would walk around, and they did Star Trek there. I would, walk by a Klingon, having to have a smoke break on the side.
And how that's all come full circle, because now here you are on WBBZ, and you've brought MeTV to Buffalo, and so,
and I get to hang out with you.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Oh, poor Phil. Poor Phil. and so from Happy Days to MeTV to another great.
Hey, we're going to be bringing back another classic TV show, and we'll talk about that when we come back. Little tease.